Hi, I'm Mary Kopczynski, the CEO of Regalytics, with your Halloween edition of the scariest alerts from this week's 2019 regulatory alerts. The regulator of the week is the New York State Office of the Attorney General, who filed a sweeping lawsuit against cryptocurrency companies Gemini Trust, Genesis Global and its affiliates, and Digital Currency Group for defrauding more than 230,000 investors, including at least 29,000 New Yorkers, of more than $1 billion. An investigation by the office found that Gemini lied to investors about a low-risk investment called Gemini Earn. However, Gemini knew that Genesis had unsecured loans and were highly concentrated with one entity, which was Sam Bankman-Fried's Alameda, but they did not reveal this information to investors. The topic of the week is privacy. The European Data Protection Board weighed in this week on what privacy would need to be enhanced if Europe actually produced a central bank digital currency. Also this week, the CFPB proposed rules around sharing consumer financial data. The Independent Community Bankers of America president and CEO has profound concerns that non-bank entities which access customer information and store bank login credentials do not take the same care in protecting consumer privacy and data that community banks do, which should be the focus of the CFPB's proposal. So this is a continued trend around fintechs and non-bank software services. But what's really scary is the fact that the U.S. Senate Committee on Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs is raising the alarm about Hamas, that it was able to finance this most recent attack on Israel with millions of dollars in crypto. The Senate Committee is calling on the White House to provide more details on how they got the money. And these are not the only regulators worried about crypto. While the FDIC has started to develop strategies that address the risks posed by crypto assets, it shared this week that it has not assessed the significance and potential impact of the risks, meaning the FDIC hasn't even really thought through about the potential risks of crypto assets within the federal banking insurance world. The FDIC thus plans to complete all corrective actions by January 30th of 2024. Moving on to other areas. Semaglutide, which is the drug in all these popular weight loss concoctions like Wegovy and Ozempic and Mounjaro, the UK Medicines and Healthcare Products Regulatory Agency found falsified Ozempic pens at 2 wholesalers in the UK. Now that's scary. In a totally depressing article written by, of all regulators, the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston, opioids hit New England hard, devastating families and the economy. Apparently in New England, one woman had been to more funerals than weddings. The scariest one I saw, and I know I'm not supposed to have a political opinion, but it was an op-ed piece written by the Republicans of the U.S. Senate Committee on Energy and Natural Resources, and it was posted in Newsweek, and I read it, and there are no facts or citations, and it actively misstated certain efforts of the Biden administration in relation to energy independence and our relationship with China. And I just want to say that if you read that and believe it, call me please, because I will show you the actual facts of what is being done. In goodish scary news, the CDC released a new report showing that the firearm homicide rate went down in 2022, so that's good, but it's still 20% Black or African Americans who are dying, and the next highest is 9% of Native American and Alaskan. And last but not least, on Friday, the White House Office of Public Engagement and Domestic Policy Council convened over 20 leaders from throughout the entertainment industry to discuss the inclusion of accurate mental health storylines into film and series content. And that is it this week for Regalytics. Happy Halloween, and join me every Wednesday for your dose of regulatory news, and I promise, hopefully next week it won't be as scary.